my name is Brooke Lux, and this is my science phenomenon video. So to start out, the standard that I was addressing was for 4th grade, and it was with physical science, electricity, heat, and matter. And the statement is energy can be transferred from one location to another, or it can be transferred from one form to another. And to do this, I decided to do the jumping flame activity. I think that this is good for 4th graders because it's fun and a lot of people are interested in heat with fire. I know my 4-year-old loves birthday candles and blowing them out and everything, so this could be like a fun experiment for them to think about when they are around candles, whether it be at home, if their mom has lit one after they clean the house, or if it is a birthday and they're like, oh hey, like I did a science experiment at school where I learned more about candles and heat and how there is combustion with gas and fire. So sounds good. So to do this experiment, you need to have a safe area, and you need to have obviously probably like water or like a fire extinguisher to make sure that it's safe. I have birthday candles. I'm just going to get a couple out. And I also have a piece of blackberry cobbler to put them in, which I made the other day. I have fresh blackberries outside, so love that. So I've done this experiment before with like a big candle. And I remember it like didn't work as good, so I'm going to try it with these little ones to see if it works better, but if not, then I can try it with this one too. So to start out the experiment, I would like show them like safely like holding the flame over the candle, and like what happens if you hold the flame up here, does it light? No. And ask them like, when do we use candles? Like, can you think about times when, you know, you're using them, obviously like with birthday cake and things like that. And they would be able to see with asking them if it lights, like showing them, like if you hold it up here, like what does it do? It doesn't light, right? And then we would light the candle. So go ahead and light it. Okay. So we have lit the candle, and I would ask like, what do you see? What do you notice after it gets hot? Like the wick is turning black because it was a new candle. The wax is starting to melt. And eventually you would see that it really looks like that the wick isn't on fire, like that the flame is kind of floating. Obviously, I think we should pull the kids' hair back so we don't catch any hair on fire. But I would just have them observe it for a minute while it gets hot and see how the flame looks to them and that the wax is melting, and how the flame looks like that it's floating. My cat just jumped on here. Hold on. Oh, my belly. Okay. The joys of at-home teaching. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes. Okay. Let that get hot for another minute. And then to light it again, we would just blow it out and watch and see what happens. See the smoke? And we're gonna go here, which I don't know if you could like see that, but I didn't actually touch it. It just like jumped and lit. Okay. So then when we would blow out the candle, I would ask like, what's happening? Like, what do you see? Obviously they would be like, oh, it's smoking. And I'd be like, what do you think that smoke is? And we would explain that it's actually the vapor from the wax. So when the wick is on fire, the wax starts to melt. from this vapor is created, and that's what is on fire. When lighting the smoke, you actually light the wax vapor. And this is actually called combustion, which is the result of a chemical reaction in which oxygen gas reacts with the substance that is being burned. So the liquid wax gets turned into a gas, which is because of heat. So yeah, that is that. I might try it with the candle too, just to see if it like works any better. Try that for a minute. That burned for a second. Side note, I really love this candle. It's from Bob Evans Roasted Coffee. It smells so good. And then like I should have trimmed the wick down. It's like really high. Another like extension you could do with this could also be like with oxygen, like what else is needed for the fire, and that would be oxygen. Like what happens if you put a jar over the candle, or if you were, there's paper on this, I'm not going to do it, but if you were to put the lid back on, like what happens, like the flame would go out because there's no more oxygen available for it to light. So that could be like a fun little extra thing to like build from this topic. Okay, the wax is starting to melt. I might light this. And then blow it out. That way I'm not holding the lighter super close. I got cobbler on this. Hopefully it still lights. Light this for a second. Blow this out. Which just blew them both out. Okay, so this is still smoking. See that or not? Obviously room for improvement. I think if I was doing this in the classroom, I would use tea lights, but I didn't have any on hand, so I was trying to do with what I had. But I think it was easier to see with the birthday candles in this case, because I have a hard time getting it in here with like the rim of the jar. Okay. See that? All right. Well, I think that is my video. I think I covered everything in my notes. And yeah, it's my science phenomenon. Thank you for watching.